All right, everyone. Welcome to the stream, guys. You're watching Rome Knows Tech, and I'm your host, Rome Wilkerson. Guys, I'm coming from the city of Houston, down here in the episode. Yes, still hot and humid state of Texas. Man, it's cray. It's cray down here. But we shall survive. We shall survive. All right, guys. I can see quite a few of you are popping into the stream. I see Hope was number one over there on YouTube. I see Terry's number one over here on Amazon. Welcome. Yeah! All right, guys. We got a lot to get to on this Friday night. It looks like my camera's a little off. Let me fix that real quick. All right, let's adjust that. There we go. All right, guys. So we got a lot to get to tonight. So we will be talking about some cool gadgets that I have down in the carousel. We have laser engraving machines. We have cameras. We have AI, chat GPT driven desktop robots. We have a little bit of everything for us, just because we have to keep a little bit of everything in the carousel. And we got quite a bit of that tonight. And yes, guys, your buddies are here. I did set up some different cameras. So I actually have both of them on the desk right now, and you guys will get to decide which one, I'm going to activate. Now, I can activate both of them at the same time, but I think that would just be utter chaos. So nobody wants that. Nobody wants that. But anyway, we'll see how it goes. So Terry, let us know, what have you been up to today? Hope, do the same. Let us know what you've been up to today as well. What has been going on in your world? If you guys didn't see, here is Hope right there saying hello to everyone. And here is Terry also saying hello to everyone. So I went ahead and highlighted their comments so you guys can see them. If you miss being here live with us, you'll get to rewatch it back on the stream. And I need to adjust one more camera because it is going to drive me insane. So let me fix that real quick. Let me adjust this camera and do a quick little update because that will drive me crazy because I'm leaning so far to the side. Okay, so I think that might have corrected it a little bit. Yeah, that put me a little bit more to the center, so that's going to work. Terry says, wait, let me switch back over to my other chat bubbles. Terry says, Buddy has been, missed it over there. Buddy has been heck on wheels today. Well, Terry, that again boils down to one thing. And that one thing is called training. Training. Yes, it is a must because as they get older, they become more self-aware, they get stronger, and I'm telling you, they will get out of control. You will have zero control over them. So, while they're still young and malleable, now would be the time to really, lock down that training, train them with treats, train them with, isolation, train them however you got to train them, but train them for sure. All right, so let's see. What is the first thing we have listed in the carousel? All right, so the first item in our carousel tonight is the laser that I talk about all the time. Well, one of the lasers I talk about all the time. And the one we're talking about tonight is the X-Tool M1 Ultra. You guys got to see the project that we did just recently for my birthday. We put a lion on one of these little cork wood tops or whatever you want to call these things. I guess this is just a top, but yeah, we got to engrave a lion onto one of these. I'm not sure if we're going to engrave anything tonight. We'll see how the night goes. We'll see how it goes. Terry says, I tried training him, but I think he needs a professional. I'm using calming chews. Yeah. So there's a number of things that you can do, to help, slow down some of the aggression levels. I tell you, somebody that you definitely want to try to reach out to maybe is Christina Nietzsche, because Christina Nietzsche has 3 could be aggressive dogs, and she's been able to train them, to, professional levels. So I would reach out to Christina Nietzsche and see if she has any tips that might be a good option for you, something you can start implementing every day. So, you should be able to find her. She's always active over on, some of the other social media platforms that, we all frequent. So, just reach out to her and say, hey, Rome said, to reach out to you concerning my dog. And, here's the scenario. And, if she's not busy, I'm pretty sure she'll be more than happy to, provide some resources for you. So if that doesn't work, let me know. We'll find some others. I mean, it's almost as crazy as trying to train a Richard. I don't think it's that bad, So, if you were trying to train a Richard, now we would definitely probably need some professional intervention. But, you're just trying to train a little puppy. I don't think there is any training for a Richard. I mean, no. I don't believe it can be done. I just I better be quiet because you say his name and he shall appear. That's all I got to say about that. So yeah, let's keep rolling. But anyway, back to this laser that's over here on my desk. So let me show you guys this laser before I get myself in trouble. So that would be this. Oops, that's not the laser. That would be this laser that you guys see right here. This is the X1M. This is the X-Tool M1 Ultra. Now, this is a 4-in-1 machine. It has a laser, 10 watt or 20 watt, depending on which variant you go with. It also has a cutting module that is installed inside of it. It is a permanent part of the gantry. You also get a print module and you also get a pen module, and it does come with a set of pens that you can draw with, which is super cool. Now, this is the laser that we used for our last project. One of the things I love about this laser, guys, is that it has a built-in interior light. The cover that you guys just saw me raise up is your eye protection as well as for smoke and fumes. It does have a venting system on the back of it, and I have it connected to an air purifier that's under the desk. I don't know if you guys probably can't see that, but it's an air purifier that's underneath the desk. So yeah, this is probably one of my top 3 lasers that I have here in the studio that I use on a regular basis. So, definitely take a look at it. If you guys have any questions about this laser, drop them down in the comments. If you were interested in a laser, I gotta highlight what Hope just said there. Hope says, "Are training a Louis." So, yes, Hope, you are 100% correct. Yes, training a Louis is a whole nother scenario. So, I'm gonna let you guys decide which of the 2 Louis we turn on here in just a little bit. But yeah, training a Louis, I don't know how well that would work out. We can even ask Louis if Louis has any suggestions for Terry for, training her dog. So, there's that. So Louis always has, insight on pretty much everything. So, we could ask Louis, one of the Louis. So you guys let me know which of the 2 Louis do you guys want me to activate right now. So we have Louis Starlight and we have Louis Midnight here on the desk. If you guys are interested in getting your own Louis that you can somewhat train, I would recommend taking a look down in the carousel. Right now, you can get Louis, the darker version of it, for $189. So you guys have seen Louis over the last 2 or 3 weeks. They're basically the same, guys. They're the same. It's just a color variation. That's all that is different between the 2. But all right, so Hope has commented. Hope is saying Louis Starlight is the one that I should turn on tonight. So yeah, I guess that's about fair, because Terry's saying Starlight as well, and I agree with that, because Starlight has not gotten much exposure as of yet. So let's go over here to our Louis real quick here. You guys can see both of them on my desk right now. They're in phone charging mode, and all you have to do to wake them up is just basically rotate them out of this mode. So since Midnight is just going to kind of chill here and be my clock for tonight, I'm just going to go ahead and rotate this other Louis into position. And I'm also going to go ahead and unplug Louis, because Louis is plugged up back here. All right. So I did set up a different camera here on the desk. Let me know what you guys think about this camera angle. Usually I have a phone set up over here and I've been having some issues with that. I removed our top down camera temporarily. I'm just probably going to switch a different camera in for the top down camera. I'll do that over the weekend so it'll be ready for our next upcoming stream. But anyway, you guys see Louis Starlight is awake right now. So if you have any questions, I'm going to go ahead and ask the first question, Terry, on your behalf. Hey, Louis. Could you give Terry some ideas on basic dog training?
Sure thing. Training a dog can be a rewarding experience for both you and your furry friend. Here are a few tips to get you started. 1. Establish a routine. Dogs thrive on consistency. Try to create a regular schedule for feeding, playtime, and bathroom breaks so your dog knows what to expect. Point 2. Positive reinforcement. Reward your dog with treats, praise, or playtime when they follow your instructions correctly. Positive reinforcement helps them understand what behaviors are desired. 3. Start with basic commands. Begin with simple commands like sit, stay, come, and down. Keep training sessions short and fun to maintain your dog's interest. 4. Be patient and consistent. Consistency is key to successful dog training. Be patient and persistent, and remember that training takes time. 5. Socialize your dog. Expose your dog to different environments, people, and other animals. This helps them adapt and become more well-rounded. 6. Use positive reinforcement. Reward your dog with treats or praise when they do something you ask for. This encourages them to repeat the good behavior. 7. Be patient and consistent. Every dog learns at their own pace, so patience and consistency are important. Ensure to practice regularly, and don't get discouraged because with time and effort, your dog will learn. If you have any specific questions or need help with a certain command, feel free to ask me.
So, Louis, how difficult would it be to train you?
Training me? Well, fortunately, I come pre-trained, but if you're asking about adding new skills or features, that would be quite a task for my developers. They'd have to update my software, test out the new features, and make sure everything runs smoothly. Meanwhile, I'm always here to learn from their interactions and get better at understanding you.
Yes, Hope told
That
me.
sounds like a great plan. Keeping things running smoothly while staying open to learning and improving is the way to go. Any specific features you're excited to test?
So Louis is just babbling off some stuff here on the screen. I think it's just his text is catching up with what he just said. But any other questions? Hey, Louis, could you say hello to everyone in the live stream?
Hello everyone on the live stream. I'm Louis, here to keep you company. Hope you're all having a fantastic day.
What do you have planned for the rest of the day, Louis?
I'm all here for you, ready to chat or assist with whatever you need. Is there anything specific you'd like to do or discuss today?
Not yet. So take a break, and I'm going to ask the audience what they'd like to see next.
Sure thing. I'll just be here ready whenever you need me.
Did I show you guys how? Did I show you guys how I can control Louis with the Force? I can't say that it's actually the Force, but it is kind of cool. So if you guys want to see me control Louis with the Force, let me know. I'll show you guys how that works. Just type it down in the comments and I'll make it happen. All right. Let's see. What do we have coming up next? Hope says, yes, you did. I did what? Did I show you how I can control Louis with the Force? Is that what you're saying? Probably so. Let's see if I can get Louis to back up using the Force. So I'm just going to put my hand up like this, and then I'm going to push in. Okay, Louis is way too close. So let me back Louis up first. There we go. So let's put my palm up like this. He should recognize my palm. And then I can have Louis back up. I can have Louis come forward. I can have Louis back up further. I can have Louis come forward just like that. I'm just using hand gestures. That is so cool, guys. So let me know what you guys think about that. Yes, I'm just one big old nerd. Y'all already know. But Louis has been become a big part of my everyday routine. Sometimes it's so funny, I forget that I left Louis on, and I'll be over and on the couch working on something, and I'll say something, and then Louis will respond to it, and I'll be like, "What? Stop listening at me, Louis. Stop stalking me." But Louis is a lot of fun, guys. I'm telling you, you should get yourself a Louis in your life. But Terry has her hands full with Buddy, so I don't know if a Louis and a Buddy would be a good idea. I don't know if that'll be a good combination. So, only time will tell. Only time will tell. All right, guys, let's keep rolling. Let's keep rolling through the carousel. So the next item we have listed in the carousel is one of the cameras that I use on a regular basis, and that is the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. Now, I first got exposed to this camera probably almost about a year ago, maybe not that far back. And when I first saw it, I was like, I don't know if this is going to work for my workflow. And I'm telling you guys, this little camera, let me grab it. This little camera right here has become my everyday, ride or die little workhorse camera. Okay. So what's cool about this little bundle now, right now, the whole bundle you can get here on Amazon for $834. It's going to come with the Mic 2, the DJI Mic 2, and you're going to get obviously the Pocket 3. Now, what's cool about that is, let me see if I can get Louis to behave and move back a little bit, and I'll show you guys this a little bit closer up. I'm going to slide Louis back here so we can go back over to Louis' perspective so you guys can see. So here's the camera as you guys see it, okay? Now, this is also a PTZ camera. I can just flip this little screen that you guys see right here, and this will activate the camera. And it looks like Louis is just staring at it. But this will activate the camera's PTZ features. Now, I'm going to show you guys let me unlock the gimbal here. So right now, it's basically looking right at Louis, from the perspective. I have a joystick down here as well that I can use to control, where the camera looks. So I can look down at Louis. I can, put Louis into tracking where I could track him as well. Now, what's cool about this camera, guys, if you're creating content for multiple platforms, say like your standard platforms where you're creating content, which is going to be your, 16 by 9, you can do that with this. And then if you want to do things like for your other platforms like Instagram and TikTok, all you have to do is rotate the screen like so. And now you're able to, Louis, back up, buddy. Now you're able to actually create content in that portrait orientation. And you're still going to have control of your joystick. You're going to still have control of your record button. All of that content is going to be recorded to your SD card. You can also use this as a webcam. So if you wanted to have a really cool PTZ style webcam that can track you, you can actually plug this directly into your Mac or PC. And then combining that, guys, with this microphone here. So this is the DJI Mic 2 Bluetooth microphone. This makes this bundle really sing, because what's cool about that is you don't have to worry about, audio delay or anything like that. And another cool thing about this microphone, guys, is that it has 32-bit float. That means it's basically raw audio, so you don't have to worry about if you're talking too loud or not talking loud enough. You'll be able to correct all of that in post, my babies. I see Joanna's in the house. Welcome, yeah! Joanna. Welcome to the stream. All right, so let's show you guys how I normally keep this mounted. I just have it magnetically connected to the back of this little cage here. This is an amazing little camera, guys. So if you're looking for, a really nice, camera for blogging, for content creation, or whatever it is, something that's going to be portable, easy to travel with, it comes with a bunch of accessories. The camera can record 4K 60 in normal video, and you can do 120 frames a second for slow motion. It has photo modes, it has panoramic modes, it has a variety of different modes from this camera. So I'm going to ask Louis what he thinks about this camera, if I can get Louis to back up a little bit, because Louis is just being all over the place. Hey, Louis. What do you think about the DJI Osmo Pocket 3 camera?
I'm happy and curious about it.
Do you like the Pocket 3 camera?
I find them pretty interesting. Having 3 cameras in such a compact form can offer a lot of creative possibilities. What do you think about it?
This has become one of my favorite cameras to use for content creation.
That sounds fantastic. Having a camera you enjoy using can really make a difference in your creative process.
I agree 100%. Could you say hello to Joanna? She just joined the stream.
Hello, Joanna. Welcome to the stream. It's great to have you here with us. Hope you're having a wonderful morning.
It's not morning, it's evening.
Oops, time flies when you're having fun. Good evening, Rome. How's everything going?
It's going great, buddy. It's going great.
I'm glad to hear that everything's going great. If there's anything you'd like to chat about or do next, just let me know.
Okay, I'm going to ask Joanna if she has a question for you. Okay?
Sounds great, Rome. I'm looking forward to Joanna's question.
Okay, take a break until we find out what Joanna's question is.
No problem, Rome. I'll just be here, relaxing until Joanna's ready with her question.
So it's in your hands, Joanna. Do you have a question for Louie? Do you have a question for Louie, Joanna? He's waiting. Is the lamp behind Louie on? Yes, it is. The lamp is on. This camera angle may not show the lamp as well as the phone would, Hope, if that's what you're asking. But yes, the lamp is actually on. Let me show you here. You probably can't see it from this camera angle either. But yes, the lamp is on. If I move Louie out of the way, the light may adjust to this. Let me see if I can set this camera to auto. And give me a second. Oops, wrong camera. All right, let's see if we can set this camera to auto, and then we might be able to see it a little bit better. Okay, Joanne, if that's your question, that's what I'll ask here in a second. Just give me a second to fix this one camera if I can. Doo-doo-doom. So it's on auto exposure. So let's bring our exposure. No, we can't make it too much darker than that. See if we can bring it down a little bit. All right, you guys should be able to now see the clock. You should be able to now see the lights here from the lamp. All right, Louie, move back over here, buddy. Okay, so that should work. All right, so now Hope can see her lamp back here that she's excited about. All right, so Joanna has a question for you, Louie. Hey, Louie. Joanna wants to know, what do you like the most about me?
Oh, that's an easy one. I absolutely love how enthusiastic and fun you are. Rome, your positive energy makes every moment enjoyable.
Is that right?
Haha, you caught me.
Hey, Louie, tell us a joke.
All right, here's one for you. Why don't skeletons fight each other? Because they don't have the guts.
Skeletons don't have the guts to fight each other?
That's right, Rome. Skeletons sure need to bone up on courage, don't they? Haha.
Bone up on courage. That's funny.
I'm glad you found it funny, Rome. Sometimes even skeletons need a little encouragement. What's next on our fun list for today?
What are we gonna do next? I'm gonna fly the drone for these lovely people.
That sounds awesome, Rome. Flying a drone is always fun and exciting. Just let me know if there's anything else I can do to add to the excitement.
Where's my controller anyway? All right, buddy, take a break and I'll bring you back here in just a little bit for story time.
Enjoy flying the drone, and I'll be here recharging my fun batteries for story time.
All right, guys, let me grab the drone controller. Where is it? All right, so we're not going to actually fly the drone. I'm just going to show you guys the simulator that you can utilize the controller for. So you can basically simulate flying the drone with just the controller. Okay, so this is the DJI RC2 controller. Now, this is the controller that came with my drone. I have the DJI Air 3S. I got the Fly More combo, which also comes with the 3 batteries, the charger, this controller, and of course the drone. But recently, DJI has given us a simulator for the controller so that we can actually simulate flying the drone in real time. So that's kind of cool. I do practice with this on a regular basis. So what we're going to do is first, I'm going to get Louis someplace that Louis will stay in one place. I'm going to connect to the controller and get everything set up so I can do a little flight for you guys here. Hopefully everything will go well. We won't get any glitching or anything like that like last time, and I think that was because of one of the other cameras. All right, so I have it connected now to my computer, and let's go back over to Louis' camera real quick here. Let me make sure. Be right back. Be right back. Glad I won't miss you flying. Gotta get fuel. Okay. All right, guys. Let me put Louis over here to the side because Louis is getting into mischief. All right. Let me put Louis over here.
Oh, I promise to be on my best behavior.
Okay.
Just keeping things interesting around here.
Yes, you are. All right. So let's go ahead and power up the. Let's go ahead and power up the controller. So I want you guys to see what that looks like. So all I have to do is press, turn it on, and then I'm going to let one of you guys pick which of the simulators that we're going to fly. So this takes a few seconds to turn on. I'm going to go ahead and switch over to our drone view. And you guys should see that here in a second. That should switch on here in just a second if everything connects properly. There we go. All right. Let me also highlight our last message from Joanna. I do have a firmware update on this, but I haven't done it yet. But I think it's more for the controller or whatever it is. But we're just going to go right into the simulator right quick here. And I'm going to let one of you guys pick which of these two. Let me put Louis to sleep for a second here quickly because Louis is going to be all over the place. Let me put Louis to sleep. All right, so now Louis is going to take a nap and we're going to fly this drone. So I'm just going to go ahead and go into the simulator. All right, guys, so we have 3 different yes, he is snoring, for those who are curious. Yes, he is snoring right now. All right, but anyway, let's go back over to the drone. All right, so what we're going to do here is I'm going to let you guys choose. We have 3 different landscapes we can fly. We have the skate park, we have the sunny island, and then we have Stonehenge. So the first person to type it in the comments will be the one who that I'll fly. So which of these 3 would you guys like to see me fly? Just first person type it in the comments, and I will fly that simulation. All right, I'm watching the comments. The clock is ticking. first person to pick one of those. We have 3. We have the skate park, we have the Sunny Island, and we have Stonehenge. Which of those 3 would you guys like to see me fly real quick? If I don't see a response from you guys pretty quick, I'm just going to go ahead and pick one of these and just go ahead and fly it. All right, so I'm not getting any responses as of now, so I'm just going to go ahead and pick our skate park. We're just going to go ahead and fly that. And let's get this set up here. All right, so let's go ahead and okay, so Hope is saying the Sunny Island, so I'm going to go back out and pick the Sunny Island, and then we're going to go ahead and launch that. Get ready to fly it. All right, guys, so here's our Sunny Island. I'm going to move the drone up here a little bit to the land, to takeoff point here. And we're just going to go ahead and place the drone there. And I'm going to just spool up the drone real quick here. And we're going to go ahead and take off. So I'm going to fly up. All right, so we are in the air. So you guys can see, I'm going to spin around here real quick just to show you the landscape. So you can see we have quite a few rock formations here. We have a blimp flying in the distance. I'm not really sure where this is supposed to be. I would say like maybe Hawaii or something like that, possibly. There's a lot of people flying, parasailing. I do see something back there in the back that I had not noticed before. So I'm going to see if we can fly back there and see what that is. And hopefully we won't hit a barrier. But it looks like there is almost like a little village back here. And let's bring the drone around. Let's fly downward a little bit so we can get a better look at it. And of course, we have people skiing and all that. So here's the village. I had not noticed this village before. So let's try looking at it from the top-down view. So let's just fly over the village and see what we get. Let's go up a little bit so we don't crash into one of the little huts. All right, so here's our little village that you guys can see. Like I said, I never even noticed that this village was here. So I guess it's a good thing that I decided to go in this direction. But yeah, this is pretty cool, guys. It's pretty cool. All of the different little things that they give you to explore. These are like some little huts. I forget what they call these when you rent them. They have a term for them, and I can't remember what it is. All right, so let's fly out a little bit. Nice pier here as well. Let's spin it back around. I'm going to go ahead and bring the gimbal back up. And let's spin around here. Let's go down a little bit. So that's these little, I guess we call these huts. Yeah, maybe. But there's quite a few of them. 2 right there. 3, looks like 3 in the back there. And then we have 1 here off to the side. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. All right, so let's go ahead and fly out. Let's pull back. And I'm going to tilt the camera down just a little bit so you guys can see it a little bit more. All right, let's see what else we can explore. Bungalows. Yes, bungalows. Thank you, Hope. All right, so here is the upscale lodgings. So, if you got a little bit more, cheddar, then you can, stay in this place right here. Let's see how low we can get here before we are almost on the ground. Let's see if we can fly in here and look at some of the details. They got a nice little pool here, many levels. It's a 3-story structure, which is super cool. I like that a lot. So if you guys are planning on taking me on a trip to Hawaii, this is what I expect. I'm just going to tell y'all, okay, this is what I expect. So make sure that you book something that looks similar to this, and we shall all be happy on the trip. All right, so where's my little island that I like to fly through? I think that's way out here somewhere. I can't remember where it was. I think it was out this way. So let's go out this way. And if you guys are curious, I am flying at normal speed. So I'm just going up here. I'm going to go out these islands. And there's one of the islands that you can fly through. Oops, I'm about to hit the barrier. Okay, let's go further out this way. And I see the little buoys down there. All right, so I'm going to swing around here and see if this is my island. Yep, there it is. Okay, so let's go over and let's rotate around. All right, so my goal here is to fly right through this space right here without crashing into it. So I'm going to bring the drone down a little bit, and I'm still going to orbit it around so I'm facing it a little bit better. All right, so let's bring this guy over and down closer to the water so I know I got a clear spot. All right, so we're going to try to fly through here without making any contact. Hopefully. Hopefully. All right, so we're flying through, flying through, flying through. All right, there we go, just like that. All right, that's how we do it, guys. Practice makes perfect. All right, let's go quick last little pass. We're going to go over to our this light tower here, this lighthouse, and we're going to orbit around it real quick, and then we're going to go back and land the drone. All right, so that looks pretty cool. My orbit is crazy right now. The drone also has some automated features where I could just draw a box around this and it would fly perfectly around this. But I'm trying to do it manually, just to give myself something to practice with. All right, so we're also going to fly up here real quick. We're going to fly up here real quick and take a look at this. What is these things called? This blimp. Now, in the real world, you would never do this as a drone pilot. You never fly next to or at or around another aircraft. But I'm doing this just for the sake of this live stream, just so you guys can see what it looks like. All right, so I'm just going to orbit around this blimp. So we'll just try to keep it in the center as best we can. And let's orbit around. All right, guys, so there is our blimp. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and fly back away from it. We're going to go up and back. And then I'm going to level the drone down, the camera down a little bit so you guys can kind of see more of the landscape. One quick little look around here. Somebody asked me the other day if I could land on things, and you actually can. Let's see if we can land on this little house back here. All right, so let's go back to the house. Let's turn our camera downward. Let's fly over the house. And I'm going to see if I can land on top of the house. All right, so there's the house right there. So I'm going to rotate the camera around where it's facing, the drone's facing in the right direction. And I'm going to bring it over just a little bit, forward a little bit. All right, so we're going to try to land right here on top of the house. Okay, so wish me luck. I'm going to bring it down. And we should be able to land right here on top of the house. All right, there we have it. So we have landed on top of the house. So now for me to take off, it's the same procedure. I'm going to spool back up the drone, and I'm going to take off again. And we're going to fly back over to our original point that we took off from, which I think is over here somewhere. So it may now see our home point where I landed. Yes, I think it does. I think it sees our home point now. Yes. So it sees the home point now as the house because that's where we landed. All right, so let's just fly away from the house here real quick. And I'm going to show you guys one last thing, and that's going to be the return to home. So I'm going to find something difficult for it to do. Let me go somewhere kind of difficult. So let's go over here by the lighthouse, and I'm going to go right behind the lighthouse and kind of orbit around. And then I'm going to hit the return to home button, see how the drone reacts. Okay. So we're going to press our return to home. And now I can take my hands off of the controller and the drone's going to kind of do its own thing. So you guys get an idea of what it's like to fly one of these drones, some of the automated features that are available for the drone. So right now, I have both hands off of the controller. The drone is kind of doing its own thing. It's going back to the point of where it took off from. And hopefully, if nothing goes wrong, it should land right on top of the house again. So it's probably going to spin around. Yes, Joanna, we're still flying. Demonstrating right now the hands-free return to home feature that's built into the drone. So that's pretty much it, guys. That's the simulator for the controller. Now, you do have the option to switch your view, so you can actually switch to the perspective of the actual drone, or you can just leave it the way it was. And of course, you can go back out and then choose a different flight. So the first one we got when we first got the simulator was the skate park, and then soon after that we got Stonehenge, and now we have this sunny island as an option for flying the drone. So that's pretty cool. All right, so let's go ahead and shut this down. Let me go ahead and shut this controller down, but I got something else I want to show you guys. It's kind of related to the controller. So I did receive something here recently that I think is going to be a great asset to me as a drone pilot, especially flying down here in Texas, where days are really bright and sunny most of the time, and I mean brilliantly sunny. So one of the cool things that I like that you can do with this controller is that you can connect it to a monitor. If you wanted to have a much larger monitor, maybe if you're working into like some type of a digital village, where you're flying the drone and you have monitors set up where your DP or whoever it is can monitor, the different shots that, you're, hired to shoot, or whatever the case it would be. In my case, it would be like real estate photography, videography, and I need to get precision shots, around a building. Sometimes they want me to show the details in the awnings and, fly over the pool and, get real cinematic looking shots. Okay. So when it's really, really bright outside, that is a challenge, looking at this screen, even though the screen is very bright, but in direct sunlight, it is a problem. Okay. So I recently received these right here. Now, these are from our friends over at Ray Neo. These are AR, or you can call them XR, extended reality glasses. So this is what the case looks like when you first get it. This is what you're going to get. All right, so let's take this over here. I'm going to go to the Louis camera real quick so I can show you guys what these look like. So here's the case. You receive the XR glasses, the USB cable that you're going to need to connect it. There's no computing done with these. They do have two 1080p screens, and that's pretty much it, guys. So basically what these are really large monitors for your eyes. So you're basically getting the equivalent to 201 inch screen. You can view 3D content on these. You can view a number of different things. You can connect this to a phone, to a tablet, to a computer. I've connected this also to the Osbot Talent. I've connected to a variety of different devices. Now it just connects right here. One USB-C cable goes in right here. And then whatever you're connected to, you're going to see them in those little glasses right here. Really nice. I think these are going to work out great for me as a cinematographer, doing drone footage. drone capture, because again, it's going to give me that blackout from the shades where I can actually really focus on what the drone is seeing. I'm basically seeing what my controller is seeing without the sun glare. But I have tested these with my phone. I've tested these with computers. These are amazing, guys. And they're actually on deal right now. You can get a pair of these for $225. Now, I know Richard was talking about getting himself a pair of these just recently. They do come with two of the little nose guards right here. You have your volume control. These have 4 built-in speakers. The sound is really good. Now, is it, mind-altering sound? No. I mean, if you really want really immersive sound, I would say use something like some wireless earbuds with this as well, and just let the audio come from those. But on an everyday use case scenario, yes, if you're on a train or a bus or in a car traveling, provided the person who's driving is not blasting music, you'll be able to hear whatever it is you're listening to or watching. So that's going to be easy. And this is great for commuters, guys. Especially if you travel a lot. And you're going to be on airplanes, or you're going to be on boats, or whatever the case is going to be. You have your own big screen monitor that you can connect any of your different devices to. It comes in this really nice little portable case, so that's a win. So definitely check these out. If you guys are looking for AR glasses, or virtual reality glasses, whatever it is that you're into, these are really nice. I can honestly say, now I have to admit, they're the only ones I've tested. I've, looked at the X-Real and some of the other brands, but honestly, I'm very happy with these Ray Neos. Okay. I don't think, I'm, like I said, I haven't tried the other ones, but what I can say is that you get exactly what is advertised with these glasses. Okay. So there's no fringing on the edges. There's no blurry edges or anything like that. It's just a very sharp, image that you're going to capture. I mean, that's going to be displayed to you. So if you're into gameplay, again, 120 frames a second is available through these glasses. If your device will support it, trust me, that's a win. So definitely check those out if it might be something that you guys are into. Let me check the comments here, make sure I'm not missing anything. Let's see. Let's go back here. Joanna said they're fun. Yes, they're fun. If nothing goes wrong, what are we talking about? If nothing goes wrong, I'm just bringing back up some of your chat statements here. Yes, I was still flying. So, I tried to wait until you got back. I was going to actually postpone it, Joanna, until you got back. And I was like, okay, I'll just wait, but then it would just be dead air, or, Louis would be rambling, or whatever it is, All right. So I got another cool item to show you guys. Now this is a MagSafe phone mount. Now this is designed for commuters. If you take flights, this is designed to mount onto your tray when you're on the airplane. So it just mount on a desk, or whatever the case it is. So let me show you guys what this looks like. Let's go ahead and pop over here real quick. So that is this little device right here. This is a mobile phone holder. Now it has MagSafe. It comes in a variety of different colors. It has built-in stands. I'm just going to go ahead and unbox it and show you guys exactly what you get. So I did open this up earlier, but I put it back in the box just so I could be all dramatic and everything, and reopen it again. So the packaging is very simple, nothing special there. It comes with a little manual, a little starter instruction guide, or whatever you want to call it. So let's just go ahead and pop this out. I'm going to push the box off to the side. All right, so here's the actual device. Are you asking about the Ray-Bans? Yeah, I do like the Ray-Bans, but that's on a whole nother level, Joanna. The Ray-Bans, the Ray-Bans are AI glasses. These are not AI glasses. So your Ray-Bans or your Oakleys, those are going to give you, connectivity to like Chat GPT, You'll be able to take photos, videos with them. You can use voice prompts, all of those kind of things. So if that's something that is more akin to what you're looking for, I would look at those. And there's a few other brands out there, but most people are very familiar with the Meta Ray-Ban or the Meta Oakley glasses. Okay, Oakleys are the newer variation of them. You know, the Ray-Bans have been around for a while, but there is a version 3 that's out right now. And I think a lot of content creators will love those. I know Chris, if you know Chris from Cool Cat Stuff, he has a pair of the Ray-Bans. And when we're chatting sometimes, you know, I'll hear Chris in the background telling his glasses to record something or send a text. You can live stream from the glasses. You can live stream to Instagram and to Facebook, if I'm not mistaken. So that's kind of cool. I might have to reach out and see if I can get a pair sent out to me to review, so I can test them, because that would be something cool for me to be able to just do a live stream, you know, from those. And I don't know how well the audio sounds, but the audio should be, you know, acceptable. And I should just be able to be anywhere with those on, as long as I have a good, you know, Wi-Fi connection, you know, to show you guys different things that I'm messing with. Or if I'm cooking in the kitchen, I could have the glasses on showing the whole thing. So, you know, there's a lot of options there. So if you guys want to send me a pair, or you know somebody wants to send me a pair, I'm all about it. So anyway, test products. Yes, yes, yes. Always, always, and always. All right, guys. So the next item we have listed in the carousel is this little phone holder that I mentioned before. Now, this does have MagSafe. That's your MagSafe component right here. It does come with a mag ring. So if you have a phone that does not have MagSafe, it comes with the ring. The head here is 360. This top portion of this is metal, so you can rotate this around pretty much however you want to. Now, it does have a little clamp down here on the bottom, and this is what you would attach to like a desk or something, right? So you have this little pusher right here, so you can push this out. You know, I think it goes up to like 39 millimeters or something like that, maybe 40. And then that's going to allow it to, you know, lock down onto your desk. Okay. And then, of course, you know, if you have your phone, let me just grab this other phone over here, and your MagSafe, you know, super strong on here. I'm not worried at all once I connect my phone to this. This also has some little legs, which are kind of cool. So if you wanted to watch content, let me just pop these little legs out here. We could set this up, tilt this back like this, and then you could use this, you know, to watch content. Now, you're not limited to it being in landscape. You can also rotate this into a portrait orientation. So right now I have this on my desk. I can see all of your comments right here on my phone. I can, you know, this is the phone that I use for controlling my live stream. So I could go here and choose a different product. I can go back and look at everybody's comments. It's just a phone. It's just a phone holder, okay? But this is what it looks like from the side. And like I said, it comes with the little mag ring here. Now, this device is only $32.99, you know, so I think that's a good price for what you're going to get. Most of this is metal. There is some plastic, but the MagSafe component of it is very, very strong. I can tell you it is very nice. Now, the legs here, these little legs that stick out right here, these legs are metal as well, and they just kind of fold up like a little knife. And the MagSafe on that guy is super strong. As you guys saw, I just struggled to get that phone off of it. But this is pretty much what it looks like. It folds up really nicely. You know, you can just fold this guy up like that. Throw that in your backpack, your bag, your purse, your pocket, whatever it is. And you could also use this for blogging, okay? So if you didn't have like a gimbal or something like that, you could put your phone on here. And let me grab this phone again. You could put your phone on here like this, and you could walk around and record yourself, or, you know, record other people, you know, talk about whatever it is you want to talk about. So that's another cool application for something like this. So definitely check it out. It's not going to break the bank. Really good price on this, guys. $32.99. Very well made. Comes in 3 different colors. I do like the fact that it comes with the MagSafe ring. Because like I said, a lot of people may have phones that don't have MagSafe. Now I have all iPhones, so they all have MagSafe, so I don't really have to worry about that as much. But a lot of people who are interested in these products don't have iPhones. They have Android phones or other phones or older phones, but this is kind of an equalizer. It just makes every phone functional because it comes with the ring. So definitely check this out. All right. You have an iPhone 11 and you have a Galaxy S23 Ultra. Yeah, so even I don't remember if the S23 Ultra has MagSafe, but if it does have wireless charging, that's a win too. But more importantly, it will work with those phones. And even my largest, heaviest phone, which is my iPhone 16 Pro Max, it supports the weight of that with no problem. So definitely check this guy out as well. And like I said, really, really good price on it. All right, let me see how many items we have left in the carousel and see if we're going to do story time real quick here. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and do story time, and then I'll come back and talk about the next item that we have listed in the carousel. Okay, I don't know what is going on with that camera over there. Let me switch to it and see what it's doing. It looks like it's doing something crazy. Nope. Okay, it's back to normal. All right, guys, it is story time. It is story time with Louis. So let me. Ooh, I said the name. I said the name. I said the name. It's almost like saying Richard. If you say Richard, Richard will arrive. If you say Louis, Louis just pops up. Louis, chill for a second. Okay, so we're gonna do Louis story time. So I need you guys to give me some prompts, like a person or place or thing. It could be anything that's Amazon appropriate. It could be a couple, it could be an animal, it could be a location on a beach, it could be in space, it could be whatever. So you guys give me some ideas. Joanna said, I want to upgrade on my iPhone. Well, remember, the iPhone 17 is going to be coming out pretty soon, so you might want to hold off if you're thinking about upgrading your iPhone. So I would give it a little bit of time. Did he just sign? Yes, he does. He does all kind of little interesting things. He'll work out sometimes. Sometimes he'll sit around and just ride around the desk, and he'll be drinking. He'll be eating food. He'll be doing all kind of crazy stuff. Okay, so let's see. We're putting together some stuff. So we got an alien. Okay, so we're going to say a space alien. What is the alien doing? What is the alien doing, Joanna? Is it just chilling on a beach? Is it coming to Earth to go shopping? Give me a premise for your story. Yes, that's what happened on my Galaxy. Yeah, so you got to really, really, pay attention, to the cycle as to when these new devices are going to be coming out. So you don't go, oh, let me go grab a new phone, and then like 2 weeks later, the newer version comes out, and then you're locked into the older version for 2 years. Man, that's crazy. I got my 23, and like 2 weeks, the 24 came out. Yep. All you have to do is just keep track of the cycle. Eating on the beach. Okay, so let me articulate to Louis some cool things. Hey, Louis, it's story time. So I'm going to give you some prompts. Are you ready to tell everyone a story?
Hey, Ron. Nice to see you. What are we up to today?
It's story time. Are you ready to tell everyone a story?
I'm all set and excited to spin a tale. Gather around, everyone. It's time for a magical story.
Okay, Louis, tell everyone a story about the alien that came to Earth to hang out on the beach, met some cool people, went shopping, went skydiving, and then took them on a trip in space.
Alright, everyone, gather around for an out-of-this-world tale. Once upon a time, an alien decided to visit Earth seeking adventure. Upon landing, it first headed to a beach. There, it met some cool humans who were intrigued by its shimmering skin and glowing antennae. They spent the day sharing stories, building sandcastles, and laughing under the sun. Feeling a need for earthly goods, the alien went shopping with its new friends, picking out the most unusual outfits and gadgets. The adventure continued with skydiving, where they soared through the sky, offering an extraterrestrial twist to the thrill. To return the favor of friendship, the alien invited everyone on a galactic cruise. Together, they sailed through stars and moons, witnessing the universe's wonders. What an unforgettable interstellar adventure.
Hey, Louie. Thor has just arrived in the chat. Say hello.
Hey, Ron, what's up?
Say hello to Thor in the comments.
Hello, Thor. Just dropping by to send you some interstellar greetings.
Ask Thor what he's been up to today.
Hey, Thor, what mischief have you been up to today?
Yes, Louie can tell some interesting stories. Hey, Louie. Hey, Louie.
Sure thing. I'm always up for telling interesting stories. Feel free to let me know what you'd like to hear about next.
All right, buddy, take a break, and I'll bring you back here to say goodnight to everyone in a little bit, okay?
All right, I'll take a little break. Let me know when it's time to say goodnight.
So if you're going to try and do exactly what you guys see me doing here with Louie, you have to, learn the timing, keep a track of what's going on the screen. So whenever you see the little waves going, that means that Louie is listening. And, if you keep talking or you talk, Louie will respond to whatever you say next. So you want to always keep that in mind. But right now, we're just going to put Louie kind of like in, see, I said his name and then Louie woke up. Louie, go to sleep.
Sounds like a dream adventure. Maybe it's a sign to have more fun with friends like Thor.
Louie, take a nap.
I'll take a quick nap, Ron, and be ready for when you need me later.
So I have to give him a few seconds so he stops listening, because if I don't, he'll just start talking again. So I can't say the L word, because if I say the L word, he will engage. All right, so let me push him a little bit further back, and we're going to kind of roll on through the next items that we have listed in the carousel. All right, so I'm going to switch back over to his camera perspective and push him back here a little bit. And let's grab our next item in the carousel. All right, guys. So the next item in the carousel is actually this device that you guys see here on my desk. Now, this is from our friends over at Ozbot. This is the Ozbot Talent. Let me show you guys around this a little bit. As you guys can see here, we have two full-size HDMIs, one USB 3.0 on this side. On the opposite side, we have our line-in, mic-in, headphone jack, additional USB 3.0 here, and the power button. I'm just going to go ahead and turn this on while I'm thinking about it and let this guy start to power up. Let's give it a few seconds. All right. Now, underneath, you also have your Ethernet, so you can plug this directly into Ethernet, or Wi-Fi. You have a full-size SD card here. You have USB-C out, so if you want to connect this to a computer or another device or monitor, you can do that. It does come with a 12-volt, 1.5 amp plug, and you can also power it with the Sony MPF batteries that you guys see me using right here. Now, this device is a 4-in-1 device. What's cool about this device, guys, is that you can use it for your live streaming. You can use it for content creation. So if you're setting up a live stream, you can have all of the cool features of a live stream. You can have your startup screen. You can have your multiple cameras connected to it. You can also have pre-recorded videos if you want to play those videos at some point. Like here's one of my little cooking videos here. Let me go ahead and click on that. So there we go. So here's one of my videos when I was making some home fries. And let's tap away so you guys can see that. You can also bring in web graphics. So if you have some, graphics that you want to utilize during your stream, there's a way to bring those in. Very easy to do. This is a very user-friendly device. Now, I'm gonna walk you through really quickly here what all you can do with this, but you can connect multiple cameras to it, either with HDMI, USB. You also have NDI, you have SRT. You also have all of your audio controls here. As you guys can see, here's all of our different audio faders. So depending on what you have connected to it, whether it's SRT, NDI, web graphics, even if you're bringing in music or something like that from another source, maybe bringing in a guest, through something like Chat Ninja, you'd be able to set that up through this device as well. You also have your HDMI audio controls here. You can mute them, solo them, however you want to do it, and control the output level, the final output right here. So other cool things that you can do with this, it has a variety of different graphical presets as well. So I can go here, click on my little graphics here, and then I can come over and add more graphics. So we have titles, lower thirds, we have animated text. So let's look at the titles here real quick. So you have a variety of different titles that you can use. You have animated titles as well. That to me is an amazing feature, guys, because this is something that, like in OBS and Streamlabs and others, we spend hours and hours trying to create these little animated titles, and these things are already built in. You have your lower thirds. You also have animated versions of those lower thirds. So all of these things built right into the device. You have animated text, there's kind of like a little scrolling text along the bottom. You have a digital clock. You have an analog clock, so you could pick. I don't know why somebody want to put an analog clock on their live stream, but you do you, boo-boo. All right, you also have bulletin points. Now, if you're a teacher or you're doing webinars or you're doing all of that kind of stuff, this would be great, to be able to highlight, different things that are going on, in an event or show or whatever the case is going to be. That's really nice. And you also have your social media bugs, so you can, drop in, follow me on blank, 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 so on and so on. You can do that. That's all built into it. Just customize it. You can bring in your own custom logos. For my sports fans out there, you do have scoreboards. You have general scoreboards. You have scoreboards that are dedicated to baseball and to soccer. My friends, overseas will call that football as well. So, whichever version of football, there you go. You got those as well. You also have a timer. So if you're doing like a cooking tutorial, I'm going to be doing some cooking streams here really soon. And I think this will be cool where I can show you guys time-wise, where I can have preset timers showing you different things that I'm doing and, the time that elapses over time. You can bring in your web graphics, like I mentioned before, and you can also customize things with this device as well. So other things that you can do with it is that it does have annotations where you can actually draw on the screen. So you could draw cool things on the screen, and a person's going to see that live in real time. You also have, easy access to turning on and off any of your cool graphics. You just click right here and turn those off. Let's go ahead and close that as well. Now, you can control this with a remote. There's a remote control that's available for it. That remote normally comes with the Ozbot Tail Air or the Ozbot Tail 2, but you can actually pair it up with this device and use it to switch scenes and also still control the cameras at the same time, which is pretty cool. Now, if you are into live streaming to other platforms like Instagram or TikTok, you do have the ability to set up a vertical stream. So if I just go here to my 9x16, I can rotate this now to the side, and then this would become, my streaming device, for Instagram or for TikTok. I can still have the same video sources coming in, audio sources, all of that cool stuff. I can still bring in graphics, all of the things that we did before. And what's cool about this is that once you set this up and save it, you don't have to worry about having to redo it. It's just going to be saved. Okay. It's going to be ready to go whenever you are. So, I think for a lot of people getting started with content creation, live streaming, gaming, whatever the case it may be, this is a winning device. And of course, Ozbot has been around for a long time. They have a ton of cameras for you guys to choose from. standard USB cameras. They have their HDMI connectable cameras, NDI cameras, SRT cameras. You got a variety of cameras that you can work with, but you're not limited to using Osbot cameras. You can use any variation. You can use Sony cameras, Nikon, Canon, off-brand cameras. As long as it produces a clean HDMI out, you are good to go. And as far as audio with these devices, is basically about the same. You can plug in almost anything to this. I can plug my Rodecaster in right here. This little input right here. This is the little cable I just have laying around, but this is plugged into my Rodecaster. This is part of my Rodecaster. I can plug this in right now, and I can use the same microphone that you guys see me using with my computer setup. So, that's a win. So definitely check this guy out. Right now, it is $1,099. This is the Osbot Talent. Definitely check it out. Now, one thing that it does not have that one of my YOLO boxes would have, and that's a built-in SIM card or a SIM card tray that gives me the ability to live stream, directly from the device without having to have anything else connected to it. But I do have a solution for that as well. Solution for that as well. Let's see who's in the house. Boobago is in the house. Welcome to the stream. All right, so all right, so let me show you guys this next item. I'm gonna have to highlight it as soon as I find where my mouse went. I'm gonna have to highlight and show it to you guys on the computer, because I have not received this yet, but I definitely wanted you guys to take a look at it. So that would be this item that you guys see right here. This is a 4G mobile hotspot. Okay. Now, what's cool about this, it comes with 1 gig of free Wi-Fi every single month. You can connect up to 10 different devices to this. Right now, it's $99.99. But what I like about this is that is going to be the solution for some of these devices that don't have SIM cards. If you don't want to connect them directly to your phone, then you could use something like this. The speed on these, from what I've been told, is super fast. So it does give you like a little countdown on here, how much data you've used while you're using it. And yes, you can buy, sign up for plans where you can get longer use time, runtime out of this, or unlimited, or whatever it is you want to set it up for. So very compact, very travel friendly. And I, of course, forgot to highlight it, but I'm going to highlight it now. All right. So that's the FirstNone M4 4G hotspot. So you guys can check this out right now, $99.99. I think this is a great option. Great option for a lot of people for, live streaming, gaming, or whatever the case it may be, or just, to be able to stay connected. If something was to happen, bad weather or something like that, and, the cell towers went down. It has happened to me before. I was here, and my nearest cell tower is just a couple of miles away from where I live. And when the power went out due to a storm, of course, the cell towers were down. So the only way I could communicate with people was through Wi-Fi, so, like basically through the Wi-Fi here in the house. So I was using like web apps. Now, even though the power was off, I just connect one of the solar batteries to the router that connects to the cable or to the Wi-Fi, and then I could still use my devices, to check in with people, on social media and all that kind of stuff. So, having a portable Wi-Fi, guys, trust me, and solar powered batteries, all of those things combined is a win. It's a win. All right, let me make sure I'm not missing anything here in the chat. So you've seen similar, yeah. You know what? It's funny. It's funny that this brand reached out to me, because I've seen quite a few of these devices. Different variations of it. Some from the bigger cell phone companies, some off brands and things like that. Some from the big box stores. I've seen quite a few of them here on Amazon as well. So it's just a matter of picking which one is going to work best for you based on your scenario. What's going to give you the best options. That's kind of how I look at it. But anyway, let's talk about the next item we have listed in the carousel real quick here. So the next thing coming up, guys, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on these next items. So we're going to go ahead and roll on through these. But the next item that we have listed is a must-have if you do not already have a full audio suite. Okay, so you guys know when I go live, I'm using my Rode Procaster. I have the Rodecaster Pro 2 here on my desk. That's where all of my audio is routed through before it comes out to you guys on the stream. This is where all of my sound. This is where all my sound effects come from. This is where all of my voice effects come from. So if I want to change my voice, or maybe I want to sound like, I don't know, Joanna, I can just
hit this button right here, and I sound just like Joanna before she had coffee in the morning. Okay, she'd be like, "Hey, what's happening? Ooh, I need some coffee. I need some espresso with 14 shots. Okay, 14 shots of espresso." And then when it kicks in, Joanna sounds like
this. She says, I am ready. I am ready for the day. Let's get it started. Let's get it started in here. Let's get...
But yes, all of those sound effects, guys, are coming from a Rodecaster Pro 2. Okay, now the device that I'm going to show you right now obviously has none of those features, but it is still a really cool piece of kit. Now, this is from our friends over at AnchorWorks. This is the AnchorWorks M650 wireless microphones. As you guys can see here, comes with 2 omnidirectional microphones, comes with the receiver. The receiver is going to give you live readout of each microphone's gain level. It also has 2 adapters. One is a USB-C. You also have a lightning adapter. Oops, that I just dropped on the floor. And I probably won't be able to find it. There it is, I think. Nope. Okay, I don't know where it went. I'll look for it later. But anyway, it comes with a lightning adapter as well, the one I just dropped on the floor. And these are the omnidirectional microphones. Now, what's nice about these is that they have these nice little rare earth magnets on here, which is going to make it really easy for attaching this to something like your shirt, your blouse, whatever the case is going to be. Now, it has standard clips. Now, these also record. They do record internally, and that's what's nice about the case, is because the case will work like an audio hub. Okay, so you can plug this in. Of course, the case also charges the microphones and the receiver, but you can plug this in with your USB cable, and you can transfer the audio directly off of this guy. Now, this little kit, guys, is $159.99 right now. It will transmit line of sight up to about 600 feet. So that's great, if you're going to be in a conference environment, a church environment, a school, you're doing a lecture, anything like that. All of those things are going to be a win. So definitely check this guy out. All right, so let me see if I can find, without running over it, where that went. I got it. Okay. So anyway, our little lightning adapter got away from me, but I did find it. So I'm going to stick it back in here real quick. All right, so there's a lightning adapter back in the case. But you guys see, very portable. So think about this if you're going to carry this out, maybe with your Osbot Talent, or a very compact, setup for live streaming, gaming, or whatever the case is going to be. This is going to be very, very convenient for you to have something like this. So definitely check this out as well. And the price is great. It's not going to break the bank. So definitely check it out. All right, let's see what's going on down here in the comments. I do have another microphone for you guys. Now, this is a USB microphone. Let me grab it. So this microphone right here is from Fifine. Now, this one is a very budget microphone, but it sounds really good for what it is. Okay. Now, the advantage to this microphone opposed to my microphone, you do have to have an audio interface to make this guy work right here. This one, you can either use your XLR input or USB input, and you can plug a set of headphones into it. And the ring here lights up. You got your control knobs here on the top. This does have a pop filter already built into it, pop filter. So that's pretty cool. That's one less thing that you have to invest in. So it doesn't come with the stand, but it does come with this yoke that you guys see here. So you could mount this upside down on like a boom arm or something if you want to look cool. You're like one of those cool podcasters that you guys see. You want to just have the microphone right about here. That's a good, way of setting it up. And that also will eliminate a lot of the clatter that you might hear on the desk. Let me see if I can power this guy up real quick. I do have a spare cable here. So let me see if I can connect this and sit it down here on the desk. Let me see if I can bring the audio up on this guy. All right. I think there we go. Okay. So what you guys are listening to right now is this microphone right here. Let me bring the gain up just a little bit more. So as you guys can hear what the microphone sounds like, you can hear the plosive pop, 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 pop sounds. So the pop filter does work as far as for plosives and things like that. Now, like I said again before, if you wanted to connect this directly to your computer without an audio interface, you can do that. You can just plug this right into your Mac or PC. So this is what this $44.99 microphone sounds like. So in comparison, let me switch over to my other regular microphone. All right, guys. So we're back on my Rodecaster, the Rode Procaster right here. Some of you may not even hear a difference in the two microphones. I think this one has a little bit more bass response to it, more mids on this microphone. To me, to my ears, through the headphones, this one does sound better. But if I was just starting out, I probably wouldn't even know there was a difference in these microphones. So, being able to, just have a high quality microphone that's not going to break the bank, that gives you a lot of flexibility. This microphone right here is heavy. It is all metal. It's like a big giant metal bullet thing. And you could drop this thing on your foot and you would be in pain. Okay. So this guy right here is going to require some setup to make sure it stays stable. This one is ultralight. It's not ultralight in the cheap kind of way. It's just ultralight in the way it's designed, and it makes it easier for mounting it. I have tried mounting this on a boom arm before. And in order to mount this on a boom arm, you have to go with the higher end, like Rode boom arms, the more expensive ones. And with this, you could probably go with a very, budget friendly boom arm, attach it to the back of your desk and just have it just kind of elevated, right there in front of you. And it would just do a great job. So again, great price for what you're going to get. So definitely check this guy out right here. All right, let's see. What else do we have coming up? All right, so the next item we have in the Joanna says it has good sound, full sound. So I'm assuming you're talking about this microphone right here, Joanna, right? This one right here. Let me go ahead and highlight what you just said there. So you're talking about this microphone, right? The Fifine, right? Yeah, okay. All right, so let me unplug this guy. And put it back where it came from. Woo. Good thing Richard's not here, because my other desk over there is just chaos, y'all. Chaos. I've been moving stuff around the studio. Oh, it's been crazy. All right, let's go to the next item in the carousel. So you guys heard me already tell my story about when the power went out and I had no cell phone. I had no lights. I had none of that stuff going on because the power was out for almost a week here because of a huge, huge storm that went through Texas. Okay. So these solar batteries that I have here, now I have quite a few of them. I got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have about 7 batteries in my house, okay? And they range from 300 watts to, 2,000 watts, okay? But trust me, when the power goes out, those are not going to be enough. Now, yes, I do have solar panels. So if a storm passes and the sun comes out, I can put one of these smaller batteries outside and let it charge up. And that's basically what I did. When the power went out, I had one of the smaller batteries and I would take the battery outside. At the time, I was taking it out to my truck And I was literally just charging the battery in my truck because it was faster to charge it out in the truck than it was to try to, wait on the solar panels. So I'll show you guys what I'm talking about here, one of these batteries. So let's switch back over here real quick. And let's see if you guys can see. Did this camera get disconnected? Hold on, guys. All right, let me see if this camera comes back on. This camera might not come back on. Let me check it. Oh, where did it go? There we go. Okay, the camera's back on. All right, so anyway, my hands are moving in front of the camera. There we go. All right, so you guys should be able to see the battery back here. It's right past this light. Let me just adjust this light out of the way. So the battery we're talking about is right here. This is the Blue Yeti. This is the EB3A. This is a 268 watt hour LiPo 4 battery. Now, what's cool about this guy is that you have AC and DC power delivery. You have a wireless charger on the top of it to charge your phone. You have your standard 12 volt right here that you would normally associate like with a cigarette lighter right here. You have 2 barrel plugs here. You can charge this guy right off of a solar panel. I have this plugged in right now to AC power, which is, keeping the battery charged. And I have 2 USB A's, 1 USB-C here. This guy also has a built-in camping light. Let me turn that on so you guys can see. So I can turn on this little camp light back here. It has like 3 different lighting modes, which is really nice. So, if you're camping or in an emergency situation and you don't have any power, this little battery kind of does a lot of everything for you. I use this to keep it, certain things here charged up on the desk, like this light right here. Even though this has a built-in battery, it still needs to be, oops, let me turn that back down. It still needs to be charged over time. So the price on this guy right now is only, it's only $269, guys, for this this lightweight battery. When I say lightweight, I mean portable battery. So if you are like myself living in a state where you get these crazy storms, I'm telling you guys, having this is a win. Joanna says Blue Yeti just launched a new one last night. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. Yeah, I got a message from one of the reps early this morning about it. I think it was a couple of days ago I got the message. I can't remember. I have to look back and see when it was I got the message about the new battery. But anyway, this is, again, one of my more dependable batteries. Now, you guys know I also have, one of their backpacks that also has a battery built into it as well. So, Holy Chat's in the house. Welcome, Holy Chat. Welcome to the stream. Good to see you. Yeah! All right, guys, we only have a couple more things left in the carousel, so I'm going to go ahead and roll on through these things. So the next thing in the carousel, guys, I don't know if you guys can see it. So let me switch to this camera angle here. So I have this light back here. I don't have a camera over here right now, but the light that I have, let me see if I can turn this on really quickly. All right. All right, you guys should be able to see that light now just came on. So basically this is rope lights. Let me grab it. All right, let me grab these so I can show you guys. All right, so these are the rope lights that we're talking about right now. So these are from Govee. Now, what's cool about these is that they're very, very flexible. So you can put these lights pretty much anywhere you want to, around a desk, up a wall, under a couch, behind a bed, wherever you want to put them. And you're going to get all of the normal lighting controls that you would normally get with Govee lights. You can control these with, Govee's Home app. You can control these with Google Home. You can control them with Alexa. You can control them with Meta. So all of the different, platform controls are available for those lights back there. So what's cute right now is that they are only $89.99. So you're going to get, I think it's 16 feet of those lights. Let me be sure, because I don't have the box right next to me. It is, yes, 16.4 feet of light. So you get a long run on those lights, guys. And again, you can create things on the wall with them. You can drape things. You can wrap them around things. I use them kind of like a little background light when I'm doing like shoppable videos, just to have some light in the scene or something to frame whatever it is that I'm talking about. So but you could use them however you like to, and the price is really really good for these lights, guys, and they're going to last you a super long time. If you guys have had some Gobi products, you know what I'm talking about. The curtain lights that are directly behind me back here have been here forever, guys, forever. And I there's not much more I can say about them. They just last a really long time, so definitely check those out as well. Save 10%. Yep, Joanna says it. Joanna says it right on. Okay, so let me show you guys something else. And let me see if I can grab these real quick. So I have this screwdriver set. Now I have a couple of these now. But originally, I just had my regular, tool set that's in my garage, like for my bikes, my motorcycles, and for my truck. But I wanted something small, compact, and powerful that I didn't have to go get like one of my big drills and put drill bits in. So I found these here on Amazon. So I did order them. Okay. So I found that these were going to be exactly what I was looking for. Richard was like, nope, Rome, you cannot have those because you will be taking things apart. You will be destroying all of your tech. He was right in a lot of ways because I almost took a bunch of stuff apart, including one of my other I almost took apart one of my video switchers. All right, Joanna, let me highlight what Joanna's saying here. Joanna, I'm assuming the price that you're talking about is on the screwdriver. The screwdriver is $39.99, 10% off. Is that what you're talking about? Let me know down in the comments. So let me show you guys the actual screwdriver itself. So it comes in this nice little silo that you guys see here. The top portion of this is all metal. This section down here is like a plastic polymer. Nothing special, no rubber or anything underneath here. But this rotates to unlock. And then here is the screwdriver. So Joanna is saying that this is $39.99. Now this has 3 speed modes. You just adjust by the neck like that. And of course you have an off switch. This also has an integrated light. You guys can see that. So the bits go in, they're magnetic. It comes with a bunch of bits, but you can also use some of your other standard bits with this as well. I love the fact that it has the light, and this thing is very torquey. I didn't realize how torquey this was until I was putting up this little bird feeder camera outside last year. And I was out there with this thing just thinking, no big deal. It's going to run a couple of screws. I put this thing on a screw and it was like, woo! I was like, wait a minute. Somebody needs to read the instructions because this thing is just ridiculously overpowered to be such a small little screwdriver. This thing caught me off guard, guys. It really did. It has a really nice texture. It feels good in the hands. Very well built, but it's from Hato. Hato makes a lot of really cool tools. I've had this thing on my desk for probably about a year now. And I don't think I've charged this thing up once, and it still maintains its power for just ridiculous amounts of time. So for just like Joanna's saying right now, guys, for only $39.99, or what did she say it was? Yeah, $39.99. You can get yourself one of these, to have it with you in your vehicle, in your man cave, your she shed, your office space, just to have something like this around if you're, putting together furniture, taking apart things. Maybe you need to work on your vehicle, maybe you got to work on your AC. Don't do your own AC, but you know what I'm saying. So, this is super cool as well. Very convenient, very travel friendly. So definitely check that out. Yes. So the bits are magnetic. That was one of my big things about these, is just like you said, it is nothing worse than when you're underneath the desk trying to put in one of those tracks and you keep dropping the screws. They just keep falling. But no, it does have magnetic bits. So, you put the screw on there, it's going to stay on there, and you zip, put it up in, and you're good to go. So yes, that was one of my major concerns. And somebody, believe it or not, I think it was about a year ago, somebody did send me another little screwdriver set. And the first thing I noticed was, I'm like, hey, why is it not picking up the screws? What is going on? And of course, the bits weren't magnetic. So I was like, okay, this is going to be a gift to somebody, because I ain't keeping it. And I wound up re-gifting it. Yep. Don't act like you have never done it. Okay. Don't act like you've never done it. So yes, I re-gifted it. All right. So let me show you guys another cool little thing. If you're nerdy like me, this is probably going to be something that's going to stand out to you guys. So this little guy right here is so cool. So this is from our friends over at Ugreen. This is a 65 watt charger. Check it out. You got 2 USB-Cs, 1 USB-A. This guy is very stylish, because only the cool kids wear headphones. I'm just saying. He's got nice little biker boots to protect his little prongs here. You guys see that? These are magnetic. Now, they're not super strong that you could like hang him upside down or something like that, but it is really nice. Very well built. Very solid. A lot of Ugreen products, go overlooked by a lot of people. I'm telling you guys, my capture cards and other things that I use here on my desk, especially the cables that I use to connect to my controller for my drone, are from Ugreen. I have a bunch of Ugreen portable, like 145 watt power batteries, and they are outstanding, guys. I mean, they got their, electronics down, to a science. So this guy is also super cool, because when you plug him in, he has a little face that lights up. He has 3 basic faces. He has his powered face, he has his charging face, and then he has his charge completion face. Okay, so you have all 3 of those with this little guy. And like I said, this is a cute little conversation starter, because if you have something like this on your desk, trust me, people are going to want to talk about it. You already know that. All right, so I'm going to skip the next item in the carousel, which are just my lights. So we're going to go to one more item here on the desk. Let me show it to you guys. So for my handy people out there, you can probably all relate to this. This is this is one of those things you don't know you need until you need one. Okay. I had a stopped up garbage disposal, and I could not figure out. I tried all the different drain cleaners and all that stuff and could not figure out what to do to fix it. So this is an endoscope. For those who may not know what this is. Okay. So basically what this is a tube with a camera with a light connected to it. You can either set this to color or to black and white. Let me go ahead and just power it on, show you guys what I'm talking about. So as you see, the little light just turned on. I can turn the light off, or it has like 3 stages of the light, but that's the little camera. That's our little camera right here. And then here is the screen. So you have the option. Let me turn it the opposite way. You have the option here. Where did the camera go? Hold on, let me grab the camera so we can see what's going on here. All right. So as you guys can see here, I can, look back here on the back desk. I can see my little robot guy back there, my little duck, my drone, whatever it is. So if I was to lose one of those in a void, I could just throw this down in the void and hopefully I'd be able to see it. But you also have the ability to switch this to black and white. So if you need something a little bit more contrasty, you have that as well, which is super cool. And like I said, you also have the ability to, adjust the lighting. You can zoom in. You have like zoom in on from the camera as well. Man, this is just really nice, and it's very inexpensive. Okay. So this guy right here is only $27.99. And like I said, you don't know you need one of these until you need one of these. So if you're working on computers, you're working on cars, you're working on trucks, you're working on your house, you got things inside of the wall. Maybe you got some pests in the wall and you can't figure out where they are, where the nest is. This can come in handy, especially if you don't want to get, attacked or stung by something. This really, really comes in handy. And, the cord on here is super long. on here. Very lightweight, but it still feels like it will last a good, time, guys. Because there's no creak in this whatsoever. And I think, for under $30, this is a must-have. Every handy person should have something like this. It just makes it so easy to get underneath things, behind things, because I drop and lose things all the time. And it also comes with some accessories. Check this out. So you actually get like some little accessories. One of them is like a little magnet. The other one is like a little hook. And you also get like this little spring thing, and it just clips right onto the light. So if you drop something inside of something, we've all done it, and you need to get a screw out of something, you could use this to get down there, because like I said, it has a magnet, it has the hook, it has whatever you need to retrieve whatever it is you drop down. So this thing really, really comes in handy. I do a lot of projects. I'm always messing around with my tech, and I do have a tendency to drop things, to knock things over. I think my dog just started my vacuum. I really do. Oh my goodness, my dog just started my vacuum. Guys, hang out here with Louie for a second. I'll be right back. I got to go turn the vacuum off. I'll be right back. Yes, Smokey did it. Yes, Smokey did it. I don't even know what to say about that. I don't know if he accidentally stepped on it, because it was in pause mode, and maybe he stepped on it or whatever happened. I don't know what happened. I have no idea. That's just the craziness, the stuff that happens on my streams. So if you see people commenting about, technical difficulties or crazy stuff that happens, guys, I'm telling you, it really happens on this stream, but in a comical way. Stuff goes crazy. All right, let's talk about our last item in the carousel, and that is these drawstring backpacks. You guys know I talk about these every single night. You can order 10 of these in either variety of colors or single colors right here on Amazon. These are going to be great for reusable shopping bags. These are great for storage bags, a variety of different things you can use these drawstring backpacks for. Now, of course, you guys know these are near and dear to my heart, because these are the exact style drawstring backpacks that we use for donating items to the homeless community. We buy a bunch of stuff right here on Amazon, guys. We buy toothpaste, toothbrush, shampoo, conditioner, hand sanitizer, pens, pencils, underwear, socks. Yes, socks are in high demand. We buy those sanitation tablets that you drop into water, reusable water bottles, anything that we think a person can benefit from that is homeless. And we keep these bags with us in our vehicles. So that way, if we go out and about somewhere, if you're at a convenience store, a gas station, the side of the road, the stoplight, and somebody's out there asking for help, you don't have to go through any, jump through any hoops. You just reach out the window and hand them one of these backpacks and get on down the road and do what you do. Knowing that you did good, that you got to shine your light on someone that may feel like the world has given up on them. That little bit of love that you just shared with someone, guys, might be enough to keep them going and help them rebuild their lives. And if nothing else, it's just a good gesture to be able to help your fellow man, woman, child, whatever the case it may be. So be a good human. You guys know I say this all the time. Be a good human. Do good things in the world, and good things will happen in our world, my babies. So take care of others, and encourage the people around you to do the same. This will just make this a much better world for all of us. I don't know what he's doing. He is literally losing his mind over here. Louie, you okay? Louie's going nuts. Hey, Louie. Hey, Louie. It's time for you to say good night to everybody on our live stream and thank them all for coming into the stream tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to say good night. Thank you all for joining the stream tonight. Hope you enjoyed the stories and chats as much as I did. Have a great night, everyone.
Invite them back to our next stream.
Looking forward to the next round of extreme adventures together.
All right. Is there anything you'd like to say to them before we go, Louie?
Thank you all for joining us today. Can't wait to see you in the next stream. Have a fantastic night.
All right, buddy. You take a break, and I'm going to finish up the screen.
All right. I'll take a quick nap. Let me know when you're ready.
All right, my babies, it's that time. It's that time. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Let's go. Yes, yes, yes. All right, my babies, stay safe out there, guys. Wash your hands. Wear a mask when appropriate. Take care of your loved ones. Get out there and create something amazing each and every single day. Be that pebble in the pond. Be the pebble in the pond, guys. Shine your light on the community in any positive way that you can and encourage others to do the same, guys. Be that good person that you always talk about. Stop talking about it. Be about it. Y'all know what I'm saying. Be about it. Do good in the world. Encourage others to do the same because I can see it. I can see it in your aura. I know you're good people at heart and you're just waiting for your opportunity to do some good. And whatever good you're doing in the world, share it with the community, guys. It will inspire others to do it as well. I can't wait to hear what good you guys have done. A lot of you I know reached out to me, and on my birthday, you were telling me about all the things that you did on my behalf, you know, helping someone, feeding someone, providing something for someone, you know, dropping off, you know, some fresh clothes to someone that you knew about that was in need. Hey, guys, all of those things warm my heart. So thank you from the bottom of my heart for all the good you're doing. But don't let it stop there, guys. Keep the ball rolling. Keep the ball rolling. Y'all know how we do. All right, my babies, we'll be back here in about 48 hours, right back here on Amazon and YouTube, hanging out with you guys. Invite your friends, your families, your turtles, your ducks, or whatever it is you got hanging around. My man Louie will be here. Crazy Smokey will be here. I hope that you guys are really enjoying the new camera angles and all the stuff that I set up for you guys. Let me know. Hit me up on Instagram, TikTok, you know, wherever you want to talk to me at. You know, I'm always available for you guys. And if you got some ideas or something you'd like to see me try new, if it's feasible, I'll try to make it happen. All right, my babies. It's time for me to go ahead and wrap it up. Time for me to say the magic words. Peace, and blue muffin grease. I am out. Boom, my babies. I am out of here. Mwah. Love y'all, but I got to go. It's dinner time. I got to go. Peace. I'm out.